And I'm excited about our next guest. I'm really excited to learn about what she has to share. Jennifer Heinen is a leading voice in fashion psychology. She's pioneering an innovative approach to enhancing emotional well-being through clothing. Fully believe that. I think that's definitely something you can do. Now, it's against the backdrop of global mental health crisis. Her work's trying to find a fresh perspective on how personal style can be a tool for self-discovery, resilience, and empowerment. I love this.
I love this as well. So she joins us now to share more about her mission or to redefine fashion as more than just a style, but as a pathway to resilience, self-discovery, and one's success. So Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. And might I say, you are already fashionable. I mean, the lip combo with the glasses, you're serving, girl.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Well,
thank you for having me.
I was going to say, Jennifer, obviously I think a lot of women as they wake up in the morning, women and men as they wake up in the morning, one of their first things they've got to do is figure out what they're going to wear for the day. And you're a fashion psychologist. How do you think our mindset connects to the way we're dressing?
Well, clothing is more than just fabric. It's a reflection of how we see ourselves, and it's a tool pretty much for shaping how we feel. So when we're confident, we naturally choose outfits that align with our identity. And on tough days, we all have those. We might dress to hide rather than to be out there. And fashion psychology explores this feedback loop, so to speak, helping people to use style intentionally to reinforce confidence, leadership, and emotional well-being.
Oh, I love this. I totally do. You mentioned like when you're confident, you dress a certain way. There's certain dresses where I'll wear on air if I'm feeling like good for the day, you know?
Right. But my question is, for people who don't have that self-confidence just yet or still trying to find themselves, how can they figure out what's their own style?
Well, that's a big question, right? But in the end, you have to just look at style in a different lens. It's not just what you wear and what you put on. Style is pretty much self-awareness made visible. So when your wardrobe aligns with who you are, and you move through the world with ease and confidence automatically, because confidence comes from here.
I really love that. I think about like younger reading Cosmo articles and trying to figure out what the best trend was. And sometimes there's just so much, you feel lost. If someone's feeling like fully lost coming to style, how should they like start? What should they do when they're looking at their closet? How should they start to find out what's working for them, both mentally as they like head out the door?
That's a really good question. First of all, I want to say probably the most controversial thing, forget trends for now.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you need to start with how you want to feel. So look at what you already love wearing and ask yourself why. Is it the color? Is it the cut? Is it the shape? Is it the fabric? What is it? Try to figure out what resonates with you. Look at styles, look at trends, look at them, and see what would resonate with you as yourself, as your identity most, and then experiment, have fun with it, and notice what feels right and not necessarily what looks good only.
So Jennifer, are we also seeing the fact that a lot of times you wake up and let's say it's a gloomy day, it's gray outside and you're like, oh, it's just so gray, I'm gonna put on some gray. You know, like you then connect the weather to how you feel and you wake up in the morning. Are we still seeing some of that as well?
Oh, of course. I mean, the thing is that we are always affected by our surroundings. So what I usually like to do, me personally, because I'm very intentionally dressing myself, when it's very gray outside and I don't want to have a gloomy, dark day of emotions or mood, I usually dip into extremely bright colors because they just make me feel happy. So, I try to counterbalance that by whatever my needs are for that day.
So how bright do you go? Let's say it's the winter time. Are we still thinking about like neons during the winter, spring colors?
I know that there's like some fashion faux pas. What helps you kind of like get that out of your mindset? Because I'm constantly sitting here thinking, I can't wear white past Labor Day. I can't wear white past Labor Day.
No white past Labor Day.
How do we like break out of that thing that we're always thinking in our heads?
Oh, you can do whatever you want to do. As long as it feels good, there are no, there are always these unspoken fashion rules, but you can let go of those. The same way you can also let go of trends. Trends are temporary. Style is personal. And I think that's the really important key here. The key is to trust your instincts. So you usually reach for the things that fit you, suit you, are good for you already automatically. Because if you're following a trend, or if you're thinking about following a trend, you should maybe ask yourself first, like, do I love this, or am I just used to seeing it? And the same way, if you are thinking about fashion rules and you are like, oh, does that apply to me right now? You should maybe think about, do I just think because it's been told by society that I'm not allowed to wear this, or do I just not like it? Yeah. That's in the end what it comes down to.
And so are you also starting to see more people, let's say, wear their pajamas quite often because they're in such a head fog? Do you know what I'm trying to say? You know, you see people out that are kind of just going about their day, but they're in pajamas because they're like, I just don't really feel it.
I have that a lot with my clients, especially the people who work from home now, that they are just, you know, like slipping into pajama pants and then just dress up nicely up top. And it can actually be quite counterproductive, not only to your productivity, but also to your mindset and your emotional well-being. Like for me, as an example, when I have a really tough day where I feel like, ooh, I'm getting sucked into this mental health slump and I need to get out of there, I sit on my desk working with high heels on, you know, because why not? Because it makes me feel like I'm on the go and can run.
Oh, see, this is awesome. Now, I heard you also have a podcast, correct? I was going to say, before we let you go, people are going to want to keep getting some of your advice. Where can we find you for your podcast?
You can find my podcast on YouTube and all of the podcast platforms. I have a video cast and the podcast alone. So I'm on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, everywhere to find. And the podcast is called the Style My Mind Podcast.
Okay, before we wrap up, I have one more question. Let's say we're in a funk, right? And let's say we're wearing just all black. To really take it up a notch, accessories, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We have gotten lost the ability to accessorize properly because people are just afraid that it might draw too much attention on. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a big pair of red glasses today.
And you look fabulous.
You do.
Thank you. But it enhances my look automatically, and I'm not wearing like a crazy blouse at the moment. It's just the glasses make me feel me and it make me feel fierce, and I needed to feel that way today, so I chose to wear them. So it was just very about the intentional dressing aspect of it.
It's the showstopper. It's the red glasses, the red lip. It's the simple things with the red nails. You can see those details and they all make up for a wonderful outfit. So thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, and